Okay. So to work on Oracle things. Okay. So to work on Oracle database, first we need to install of Oracle software. First we need to install of Oracle software. How to download it means just go to second, Oracle 19C download. Yes, you can go to here and then you can download of Oracle 19C software. Okay, you can download of Oracle 19C and then you can install of this one. So Oracle installation is a bit somewhat you need to go through some YouTube video and then install it, guys. Don't blindly install the software directly. Okay, it will ask of some. You need to give. Don't like. Sorry, like other softwares, just you need to click on in next. Okay, but in case of Oracle, not like that. Just you need to do some manual intervention also in between. Okay, so just you need to follow up some YouTube. Just to download this one. Okay, and then you need to extract this one. It will give some folder. Then inside that, just go to YouTube. How to install? How to download and install? Download and install Oracle 19C on Windows. Yeah, you can go through of these things. So, yeah, you can go through of this one. Maybe you will get some idea how to download and install of this link. Okay, just to just follow up this link I'm giving in the chat. Okay, for how to install of Oracle software, guys. Okay, for installing Oracle software, we need of this one. Okay, next, go to after once we are installing of Oracle software, you need of some UI tool. Let's say in case of Java, once we are installing of Java, we are using of Eclipse for writing of code, right? So in the same way, once you install of Oracle software, we need of one more software, that is SQL Developer. We need of SQL Developer for writing SQL Developer software for Windows 10. So you can download of you can download of even this as well. Okay, SQL Developer. So I will show you this UI. So we will write all our queries inside this SQL Developer software only. Okay, let me give this link as well. SQL Developer. All right, queries. Okay. Now already in my system Oracle is installed. So let me show you where it is inside C drive. It is of somewhere in the Oracle C. Oracle 19C is already installed in my system. Already I have installed that one. So you people also, once you are installing, then you need to open up that SQL developer. Okay, just once you download of SQL developer, you will get off on software like SQL. Yeah, one zip file will get like this. You people will get off one zip file. Okay, this one. So after that, what you can do, if you are just extract it, just right click and extract here. Then you will get off. Then you will get off one folder. It will generate like this. Okay, the SQL developer will to write off the queries which we have already installed of Oracle, right, database. So that for that, just open this one. At the time of Oracle installation, okay, just to click on, double click on the SQL developer, guys. So at the time of installation, we will give off some username and password, guys. We will give off some username and password for Oracle database. Some credentials is required username, password, and URL is localhost only. Let me, what are those URLs which I have remembered? So DB properties, not this. Let me check. System credentials, Oracle Dev. These are my system credentials. Username is system. Okay. By default, username we can't change, guys. Username is always system for yours and for us both. Okay. Now let's take this one. Username. Once we install a Oracle database, let me create a. Just click on this plus symbol. Okay. Give us some name. Oracle John Batch DB. Give of username as a system. Okay. And password is ORCL. So this ORCL compulsory we need to remember. Not only ORCL, guys, whichever the password that you are giving for your database, that you need to store somewhere. That is mostly will use that. Of that, here we need to use of password, and I have given service name also as what is service name. So the service name means this one not SID, use of service name. Okay. Now the default port of Oracle database is 1521, and it is installed in my local system. So I have given host name is local system, port is 1521. Okay. Now save that password and test the connection. Click on test it. Click on test it. See here, status is showing as success. That means it is connection is good. Now click on connect. Click on. See here on the right side, in the left hand side top, it is created one database. It is created one database. Right? Just expand it. So all the tables, these are existing tables which I have created for these are existing tables which I have created for previous batch. Okay, there are some tables that I have created. Okay, these are all I have created. Okay, so now I will show you how to create the tables. Okay, how to insert the data, how to update the data, how to delete that. Okay, those things that we will see. Now let's go to the document. What is Oracle database? What is Oracle database? Oracle is a relational database management system. What is RDBMS? We'll call it as a database. We'll call it as a RDBMS, relational database management system. So what database means? Let's say already in the office some employees is there. Okay, so where will store of their information? There may be some database is required to store all our information. Let's say we are logging to Gmail, Facebook, right? We are logging to Gmail, Facebook. For every application, there might be some database is required. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about Oracle database. Oracle is also one of the database to store all the data, any type of data, guys, and it is widely used in enterprise applications. It is widely used in enterprise means it is for big applications like Facebook, Google. Okay, so there are a lot of applications in our offices will use of a lot of members will use of Oracle database only. For most of the Java applications will use Oracle database only. Okay, there may be other databases. Okay, like a DB2, Sybase, Ingress, MongoDB. There are a lot of other databases there. Okay, out of that we are going to discuss of Oracle database. Okay, now Oracle DB will call it as simply Oracle. Oracle database will call it as a simply Oracle. It is produced and marketed by Oracle Corporation. Who the software owner of the Oracle database software owner is Oracle company is there, right? They are the producers for this one. They are only marketing this one. Okay. Now, so there are different versions are there. There are different types of Oracle database versions are there. So there are some companies will use of enterprise edition. That is the enterprise edition is some it's some license is required. We need to purchase it. Okay, enterprise edition, standard edition. These are some heavy features will be available inside this one. Okay, a lot of features is available. So those are not free. We need to purchase it. So we have one more edition, Express edition. We have Express edition. It is lightweight. Will not get off all the features because it is a free version. Okay, it is a free version and will get us some limited features only. Okay, will not get off all features now. And there is one more, Oracle Lite. It is designed for mobile applications. Okay, so for that, Oracle Lite is one more software is there for that. That is not required for us. We are going to use of Express Edition. Okay, we are using of Express Edition for our purpose now. So what are the in Java, we have data types is there, primitive data types to store the type of data, int type and float, name means string type. Like that, we have data types is available, right? To store of any data that is, if you want to store, right? In database also, there were some data types to store of the our data. Okay, let's say if it is any salary related, then number. If it is any string related, then varchar 2. Okay, like that, there are some data types is available inside database Oracle DB also. Okay, let's say we are storing up some employee information. Is employee contains name, employee ID, salary, gender, email. Different types of data is there, right? So all that information based on the suitable data type which is there in the database, we need to match it. Okay, and then we need to store it. Now we can't store name inside the number, right? Okay, whichever that is suitable for us, the data type, we need to use of appropriate data type to store of our related information. Okay, now out of that, there are a lot of data types is there. Out of that, mostly we'll use of in our case varchar 2. Okay, varchar 2 is of it is for string type data. We can store of string type data, variable length character string. Okay, so it can store up to 4 KB data in one column. Again, you might have a doubt, what is column again? We'll see that one. Okay, now variable, it can store of varchar 2 type data type variable can store of 4 KB data in one shot. Okay, now next, number data type. Number means if you want to store of any salary information or ID information. Okay, if anything is number related, then we need to use of number data type. So it contains of two things, P and S. P means precision and S means scale. So let's say salary will contains of let's say 10 lakh 50,000. Some paisa also is there, right? So 10 lakh 50,000, 55 rupees of some 50 paisa. So then in that case, decimal points also is there. To represent of the decimals, we will use of scale part. Precision means before the decimal. Scale means after the decimal. Okay. It can store of up to 22 bytes of numbers. Number value requires 1 to 22 bytes. Okay. Next, character. Char, char size. It is of fixed length char data of fixed length char data of length. So normally, sometimes what will use of char data maximum size of 2000 bytes. So normally sometimes we'll use of character means gender. Okay, male or female, or sometimes a boolean. So directly the boolean value true or false will not store in the database. In database we'll use of 0 means false, 1 means true. Like that we will store in the database. So if you want to store of a single byte, okay, single byte value, then in that case single character, then we can use of char data type. Can use of char data type. Next, date. Next is date. So normally if you are using of any date type, joining date or date of birth, like that, if you want to store of any date related information, there is a date data type, is there. By default, so it will Oracle database predefined date format is DD, MM and YY. It will store in this one. DD means it is date, MY means month. First three characters of month name. Okay, MYN means year means last two digits of year. In 2023 we'll get of 23 as a year. Okay, this is one data type. Now we'll see all three practical also, guys. No worries. Okay. Now next go to blob and club. So if you want, if your store of a large data type, if you want to store of some large file, like some large file is there, okay, and then in that case, if you want to store of that file fully, then we can use of blob and club. Blob means binary data. Club means character data. It will store it directly. It will not store whatever that file we are giving. It will store in the binary form. Okay, it is up to 4 GPT it can store. Okay, these are some of the data types, not all, guys, some of the data types that will use it in our program. Okay, next, what are all the types of commands is there? What are all types of commands? Let's say we will create the database, right? Once we are creating database, we will write some to create the tables. To create the tables, we'll write to for creating, for altering of tables, we'll use of some queries. Those will called as a data definition language or DDL commands. Data definition language. Let's go and see the types of commands is DDL commands means data definition language, DML data manipulation language, DQL data query language, data control language, transaction control language. These are the some of the commands is there. Out of that, we'll start one by one. What is DDL? Data definition language. DDL commands. There are some commands. So create, alter, drop, and truncate. These commands will called as a DDL. Wherever you are using these commands, those queries will called as a DDL queries. Data definition language queries. Okay, let's create a form. Let's go to first see the syntax and then we'll go to the database and then create some tables. Okay, now how to create a table? What is the syntax of first one? Create. Okay, create is one of the command. So create table. This is of a statement. Create statement. Why do we need to create some new tables in the database? We'll use create statement. Okay, we'll use of some new tables in the database. Create table statement will be used. So this is the syntax. Create table, table name. Syntax is, guys, this one, column name and its data type. Column name and its data. Like that we can create of n number of columns. We can create of n number of columns in the database in a single table. Okay, what parameter? Syntax. Table name is, this is the one inside the syntax. Table name is the name of the table that is going to create in the database. Name of the table. And next, column 1, column 2, column n. These are the column names in the tables. Inside the table, only how many number of columns that we are created, only that many number of columns will be available. And each column has some specific type is must be required, otherwise we can't create a column. Okay, each column must have a data type. 100% compulsory. Without data type it cannot create. Okay, the column should be, the column should be either defined as null or not null. So by default, if you want to, whether it should allow null values or not null. Okay, and if the value is left blank, the database assumes as null as default. If you're not giving anything means, then database will think it as a default value is null for that column. Okay, we'll see of some tables. Okay, we'll see of some examples also. Let's create, how to create it. Let's take this query. Let's take this once we connected to the database, once we connected to database, okay, let's say for example, So next time when you are disconnect it, next time when you are creating like this, it will open. So if you want to open up the connection, then just click on this plus symbol, guys. Click on that plus symbol, directly it will open this one. Okay, first time only we need to create of this one, the database. Next time onwards, just click on this plus symbol, it will create, it will open that database, it will connect, and then it will open that. Now, so I written some command, I have written of some query. Okay, what is the query I have written? Create table. Table name is emp info or employee info. Let's say already table might be there, so I'm changing the table name. Employee info underscore John. Okay, employee info, employee. Let's emp is enough. The name is big, so emp info John. Okay, I've created. So what are the columns that I have created? Employee id, eid means just assume employee id, this is the column name. What is the data type? It is number up to 4 digits. I want to accept of I want to accept of up to 4 digits. The number id can accept of 4 digits. Okay, if you are giving more than 4, then you will get off some exception, like too long value, some exception it will get it, it will not accept of that bigger value with 5 digits. Next is name. Just assume some name is a string type data, right? Name is some characters. So for that we'll use of varchar 2. Okay, for that we'll use of varchar 2 of the name I can accept of 20 characters. If you are giving more than that, it will not accept it. Okay. Next, salary. Next is salary. SAL. Salary is also number type. I am expecting of 5 digits, comma 2. Let's assume of 8 comma 2. Then so total it can accept of up to 8 digits. So 2 is decimal numbers. 2 decimal numbers and 8 up to 8 digits of salary it will accept it. Out of that 2 is decimal points. Okay, joining date. Okay, joining date. So if you want to store of any date, if you want to store of date, then we can create of joining date. Join date as data type is date. So by default it will store of dd, month and yy. Okay. Next, designation is also string type. Gender is of character type. Okay, character means it will take off only 1 byte. Okay, now let's create it. Before going to that, before that, I'm checking whether this table is there in the database. Okay, this is of some query I'm writing. Select star from the tabular viewer does not exist. No problem. So now I'm creating of that. So select that query. Okay, select the query which you have written. There is a arrow is there, right? Some green button. So just click on that. See, the table emp info John is created. Okay, table is created. Now where table is created. Now you can run that query. Now we can run off this query. Just click on this. See, now it is showing off EID, ename, salary, J date means joining date, designation and gender. Right? Now if you want to see of all these columns, all the columns of so if you want to say just DESC, describe, describe table name. It contains of all these are the columns. These are the data types of those columns. It will show that. If you want to see the query of which we are for our table. Okay. Now go to table sections. What is the table name? Our table name is emp underscore info underscore John. Then go down, come down. There might be some table somewhere here. See, so EMP, info, and John. There is a table. So it is showing off a lot of columns, right? Lot of tabs is showing. So just to click on that. Just to click on that. table name, it is showing off first column is columns. Yes, these are the, as part of this table, these are the columns is available. These are the data types of each column, whether these are nullable or not. Is there any default values available for that? So all this data we can see here. Okay, and is there any data is available in this? Is there any data is available in this table? If you want, you can check in this tab. Okay, or we need to write some query, selection query, or a data retrieval query that we need to write it. That we'll see soon. Like this, all the columns is there, all the tabs is there, right? Just check the last column is SQL. It will show the SQL for our table. It will generate it. Let's wait. See, this is the table, that this is the script of our table. It is generated one. Okay. Next. So once we create a table, once, but the first command is as part of data definition commands. The first one is create. First one is create. Right? What is the first one? Yeah, the first one is create. Next is alter. Next is alter. What is the purpose of alter command? What is the purpose of alter command? Let's say if I want to add if I want to, then let's say I missed off one column in my database. Okay, in the employee table, in the employee info join table, I missed off email address. Right or not? But I have created table. I want to separately add up that column into this table. I want to separately add up that column into this table. See, it is showing of employee ID, name, salary, joining date, designation, and gender is there. But email is not there. Right? If you want to add up that column, if you want to add up that column, delete off some existing column, like that, if you want to modify of the data type of column, like that, we can use of some extra adding addition and deletion and modification we can do by using a alter table command. Alter table, we are doing some alteration of the table. Now let's say, now let's what is the syntax for that? Let's go and read and then we'll come back here. Next, alter is alter table statement is used to add or delete or modify the columns in the existing table. So the alter table command we need to use only on top of existing tables only. Okay, it won't create any new one. Okay. Now syntax is alter table. This is fixed. Okay. Now table name, to which table you want to do some modification. Let's say if you want to add up some new column, then add is a statement. Now use of column name and its data type. Column name and its data type. If you want to drop the column, means you want to delete the column, then you can use of drop column name. Okay. Now let's write off some logic. Let's write off command al tir alter table. Table name is employee info John. Okay. Now inside this table, what we want to do? We want to add up some new column. Just assume add of add. What is the column? Email. Okay. Email. And what is the data type of that? So we can use of varchar to write. It is a string. Varchar 2 of give of some size 30, of some size 30 or 40, you can give anything. Now as the you add of semicolon and then run this query. It is saying table emp info John is altered, means now you can run this query, you can check off this table. So the email is added or not now? Now new column email is added. Okay. If you want to modify or if you want to delete, so if you want to any other things also, we can do that. Okay. Now let's say for example, if you want to add, let's say change of this 30 to 50. Okay. The size of email ID length is 30 is allowed. We have given, right? If you want to modify that, what we need to do? Just alter table, everything is same. Everything is same. And instead of add, already that column is there. Just use of modify. And email and varchar 2 of give as 50. Then give as 50 and run this query. It will give of table emp is altered. Now go and refresh it. Just refresh it. Say it is showing as 32 50 byte. It can store up. It is changing the data type length. Okay. If you want to delete of that column again, then what we can do? Just simply you can give of drop column name. No need of type is required. Not type is not required. Convert out that sorry, alter table name and drop. Okay, column. That's it. Just only column is enough to drop off that column. Drop column name. Drop column name is required. Table is altered. Then go and refresh it. This column will delete it. See, it is deleted. Okay. Guys, are you able to following or not? Guys, this is a new one, guys. Only some database knowledge is required for the Java people. Okay, that is the reason I am explaining. So if you have not understanding anywhere, just you can stop that and then you can ask me, guys. I'll repeat there. Is it clear up to now? First, anywhere not clear means I'll repeat it that before proceeding. To work on this part, guys, first you need to install Oracle software, and then you need of for practicing of Oracle database queries, you need of Oracle SQL Developer software again. Two softwares are required. Here, first is Oracle and the next one is SQL Developer. So I have given links for both. I have given links for both in the chat. Okay, this is for Oracle. Just watch the YouTube video and then install the software Oracle. So directly blindly don't install it. It is not like all next. It is of some manual manual intervention also required in between. We need to enter some passwords also. Okay, and that too that we need to store and somewhere note those username and password. Those are required for connecting Oracle database. Okay, next, Oracle SQL Developer software is to write off queries which I am using right now here. Like it is of ID for database, guys. Like for Java people will write Java code inside Eclipse, right? In the same way, for Oracle, for writing of any queries, we will use of Oracle SQL Developer software. Okay, is clear, guys? Clear or not clear? I'm not understanding that. Okay, that's up to you. Not replying also. Next, okay, this is of altering of data. Okay, this is of altering of table, adding of new column, dropping of new column. This of syntax. These two are syntax for adding and dropping. And next, these are examples that we have already seen the through queries. Okay, through queries already we have seen that. Next, drop. Next is drop. So what is drop? So already for deleting of a specific column in the table, we used of alter table of drop column name, right? Now to delete of table also, we need of drop table statement. Drop table and table name. Okay, drop table statement is used to drop an existing table in the database. If I want to delete of this table, okay, if I want to delete of this table, then I need to use of drop command. Okay, drop table name. If I'm executing this command, this query, then this table will delete. Now let's go on top. Table is deleted and clear it. Now if I am trying to, already one time executed, if I am trying to do again, see, table or view does not exist, already you have deleted. Okay, if you are trying to select also, it will not be there. See, table or view does not exist, so just insert again, create it. See, employee table is created and commit it. Next, if you are dropping this one, let's see in the command last, Java table emp info John dropped. It is, that means it is deleted. Okay. So for this is for drop command is for deleting the tables. Okay. Now next is truncate. Next is truncate. Okay. Truncate is truncate command is used to delete some data inside the tables. Okay, truncate command used to delete of some information. Okay, let's say I have table is there. I have table is created. Now inside this table there are some data is there. Okay, inside this there were some data is there. Okay, now in this case whenever you are using of table truncate command, so to delete of the table inside, what is the data that is there inside this table, we can delete it, but not table. Table, it will not delete the table, it will delete the data inside the table. Okay, truncate, let's say there is some data is there, let's say insert of some data, go little bit up. Normal you will use of some insert, there is some command is there for inserting of data, insert. Okay, insert into, insert into table name we need to give. So that I will give of separate command is there. For time being I am writing one data table, and what the first column, 1 2 3 4, giving id. Next one is string value we need to give in single quotes guys. Okay, puja. The third column, salary, 2 3 4 5. That next next is salary, joining date, sys date. Next designation developer. Next character gender is I'll give as male or female. Okay, I'll give as female and run it. What happened? We need to give as values. Okay, so we want to try to insert one record into the database. So what it will do? It will insert of one. What happened? Column not allowed. Here, what is that? Line number 78. How many columns? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Right, I have entered of 6 data, right? Date, anything that I missed? Designation is also varchar, these two is varchar. Number, insert into table name, values. Okay, even of that. Allowed of line number 10, column 78. So line numbers, column 78. What I missed here, column 78, column 62, 78. What is the mistake here? Developer. Definition. State is there. Okay, I'll show you that insert command also, guys. Okay, also no worry. I'll give off some insert data also. Let's. I'm thinking of that. Why it is giving char also? We need to give in single quotes. Yes, I think we need to give that in the single quotes. Yes, that we need to give in single quotes, guys. I forgot that. So one row is inserted. Now let's go to this and then go to this one. Go to data. See one row is inserted. Okay. If I am using of truncate command, this data will delete, but not table. Okay. If you are using of drop command, then entire table with the data will delete. But if you want to delete only data, then we can use of then we can use of truncate command. Okay, now let's truncate table name. Truncate table and table name will use it. See, table is truncated. Now write the select query for selecting whether the data is there or not. Let's say I don't think so. No data is what happened? Truncate table name is LECT. Now let's say there is no data. Okay. Now truncate is for deleting of data. Okay. Truncate command is truncate statement used to delete the data which is inside the table, but not the table itself. Not to delete of table, only for deleting of data which is available inside the database. Now, so what is primary key? What is primary key? So each table contains so employee ID is unique key for each employees, guys. Let's say I'm trying to insert some data into the database. Okay, for each employee there are some unique key data will be there, right? So like primary key, username. Okay, these are some unique data. The same username will not have the multiple employees, right? And even employee ID also different for each employee. So if we are in this case, in this table, now employee ID is there. Okay, just assume employee ID first one. So this is of let's say first insert of one row. Insert one row, one record is inserted. Okay, now select of this query, select the query, run it. One record is showing. So now let's insert of one more time again the same data. Okay, with same changing of no worry, just add of same data again. Okay, so there may be name might be different. Okay, let's say Ram and this is of salary, this is of sales date. So just assume lead and he is of male, just assume. Okay, now so I'm setting up the ID is same I'm keeping. So but employee ID should be different for a different employee, right? So when I am when I'm searching for employee ID 123, it should give off only unique result. Only one record should give, right? Normal employee ID means. So in this case, it is giving off. If we are searching for employee ID 123, it is giving two employees details. So which one we should consider, right? So if in that case, whichever the unique data you want to maintain in the database, okay, those will give as unique key column is there and primary key column. Primary key column if you are adding, then that column will not never allow null values and duplicate values. It will not allow that. If with that ID if already there in the table, then it will throw the error. Okay, now let's see how to add the primary key to the table. For my table, the primary key is not there, right or not? Primary key is not there. So let's truncate the data. Okay, now add primary key to my table. Okay, so primary key means let's read it. Primary key is a single field or combination of fields that uniquely defines a record. For uniquely identification of the record, we will use of this primary key. None of the fields None of the fields that are part of the primary key can contain null values. Okay, non fields of okay, the other fields is there, right, which are not primary key. Those columns can contain null values. A table can have only one primary key, so you can't create of multiple primary keys in a single table. Only one primary key we can create it. Okay, now, so a primary key can be defined by using either create table statement or by using of alter table statement. Already my table is there. Already my table is there. Then in that case, we need to alter it. In that case, we need to alter the table. If table is not there, then in that case, we can write of different way. Okay, both the ways we'll see. Okay, first table creation. So inside the at the time of table creation, you want to make the employee ID as a primary key. At the time of table creation, if you want to create as a primary key for one of the column, which column you want to maintain? Employee ID you want to make it as unique queue. Okay. Then in that case, this is table creation is everything common. Only at the end, at the last, we will write off one statement, constraint. Constraint means condition. Constraint means condition I am adding on. There will be I am giving a condition name. Employee primary key and give of primary key. Only the name will change, guys. Name will is a different constraint. Constraint name of the constraint which you want, and primary key to which columns you want to make as a primary key. You need to give off those column names. Okay. Now let's say for example, if table is not there, just assume if table is truncated or drop it. Okay, drop the table. Now, so now while creating of table, while creating table, so we need to at the end we need to write off one constraint. Okay, what is that in the syntax? It is of constraint. Okay, constraint. Constraint name we can give any name, we can give what emp emp underscore some pky primary key. Okay, and primary key. Okay, this also we need to give, and to which columns out of these columns, so to which column you want to make as a primary key, just you need to give that column name. That's it. Just run this query. Employee table is created. Now go to this, go to columns. The columns is same. Columns is just refresh it. See, the first column it is changing to nullable true. Changing it to nullable equal to true. So that means it will not accept of null value. Okay? It will not accept of null value. Now go and insert of this. Run some insert of some data. I have inserted one row. Go to this and go to table data, and data is inserted. Okay, now if I am trying to insert of if I am trying to insert one more record with same id, with same employee id, guys, just assume this is date developer. Okay, now female. Now if I am trying to insert with same primary key, I am giving id, employee id. Employee id is a primary key, right? In this case, it will not insert the record. See, it is there is one constraint. So insert of this query is failing. Unique key constraint. Unique key constraint. Employee emp key is violated. The rule is one of the condition is not satisfied. What is this system? So if you want to know more, then go to this table information. Go to constraint tab. Go to constraint tab. See, there is one constraint name emp key. Just to select that, it will show employee id is unique queue. Okay, employee id is primary key, so we can't allow of we can't insert duplicate data. Now go here, and you should understood that. Now you give off 3 to 1 and try to insert the data again. Try to insert this record again. See, a new row is inserted. New row is inserted. Okay. Now let's go to run the query. Now see the data. So it is giving up 1 to 3 Ram, 3 to 1 is Puja. Okay. This is of with the table name time creation. At the time of table creation, if the primary key is not there. Okay. At the time of table creation time is not there. Let's say already whatever that constraint is there, let me delete and then add it again. Okay. Through as part of let's tier alter table emp underscore info underscore John drop a constraint name deleted. Just I'm dropping it. Constraint is altered. Now you can verify of this one. This constraint is deleted. Okay. So this constraint is deleted. Now it will allow of duplicates. Now it will allow of duplicates 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let's again two records will insert. See, two records is inserted. That means dummy records is allowing to insert with the same primary key, right? Right or not? See, same keys are allowing. Now truncate the table. Truncate table. Now data is there is no data. Go to data column, refresh it. There is no data. Okay. Now I want to add. Let's see even the table structure also, guys. There is no. 1 second. See, it is allowing of nullable. Okay. If primary key is also there, constraint is deleted. Okay. Now already table is there. I want to add some constraint manually. Okay. Then in that case, we have a alter table. Al alter table. Table name is MP info John. Now add strant constraint. Add constraint. So to which column you want to add constraint? Okay. Give emp underscore pky and give off that constraint which you want to primary key primary key and give off column name. Okay, this will add that constraint to that that on the table. Okay, orderized table. Now go to this one. Now go to the columns. Now it is no. Now just refresh it. It is changed to no and go to the constraint. It is added. New constraint is added. Now if you are trying to insert these records two times, let's insert of these two records and it is constraint is violated. Both are if you are using same means. Okay, just change it to other one, then it will allow of that. What happened? So one is already deleted while inserting of other one, it might be giving of error. Let's go to the data. See, both the data is inserted. Okay. This is for primary key, guys. This is of primary key. Adding of alter table using adding of constraint and dropping of primary key. So even dropping also we did. And if you want to disable of primary key, then we have a option for disabling also. Okay, disable constraint instead of drop and add, we can use of disable. Okay, disable constraint name. Again, if you want to enable, then use of enable. Okay, this is what data definition language For creating, these are on top level guys, only creating tables, modifications, adding column, adding constraint, dropping constraint. Okay, these are the things. We are not performed anything on the data. Okay, so all these are for table levels, creating, modifying, deleting, all those things. Now if you want to do anything on the, if you want to do any changes on the data, then we need to go for DML, manipulation language. Okay, we need to go for a data manipulation. Okay, now let's go to that. So as part of data manipulation, first is insert. What is the use of insert command? What is the use of insert query, insert command? So it is used to insert some data into the database. If you want to insert some data into the database table, which is already existing table guys, which is already some existing table is there, you want to insert of some data, then in that case we can use of insert command. Insert command, the syntax is insert into, this is fixed already. I written some query also, table name, and to whichever the columns you want to, whatever the columns that is there in the database, you need to mention the all the columns, and after mentioning of all the columns, give values, and values for each column which you have given here. Whatever the column names that we have given, for each column we need to pass the values in the order. First column, first value, second column, second value, in the order whichever you have given, in the same order only we need to give the values also, else it will throw error. Now let's go and see that. Now what is something is there now? Yeah, see, note also I have given, if number of columns in the table, number of values inserting into table are equal. Okay, let's say inside the table if 6 values is there. Okay, inside the table if 6 columns is there, if you are passing 6 values in the sequence which you are there in the database, then no need to mention column values, column names, sorry, column names no need to mention. Char and varchar 2 and char varchar 2 and date data value should be enclosed in single quotes. This also we need to remember. So char data type I didn't mention the single quotes, so that is the reason it was giving a error in the first time, right? Now let's go, already I have given some example also to you guys, right? Now let's go here. So here directly I didn't mention the column names. Okay, I didn't mention the column names here. If columns is there, then we need to mention of all the columns here guys normally, because I'm inserting data for all the columns in the order. So that time no need to mention column names. That's what this point. If number of columns in the table, number of values inserting into the database table are equal, 6 columns is there, 6 data values I am passing in the order. Okay, then we no need to mention of those column names. Okay, now these are some examples. Okay, now email, let's add of email also and then add this data. Okay, now go up or truncate. Okay, email is not there, so add of email also, email varchar char to of 30. Okay, now run this query. What happened? Name already exist. Okay, sorry, we need to drop it, not truncate, just drop table. Now go and run it. Run it. Yes, it is created. Now it is causing of some confusion guys. Let's add these queries out. Okay, Now remove unused one. Alter is not required. Remove that. Even description also not required. Alter this is also not required. Adding part only, right? For us only insertion of data is required. Let's delete it. Table is added. Okay. Now let's see, is there any data is available in this table? See, there is no data, and email also added. Okay. In this part, email is also there. Lost. Okay. Now add of these columns data. Now I'll explain this. Okay. No worry. Single line. Here we can easily. Now, yeah, I have written off 4 insert queries. 4 insert queries. So inside EMP info, John table. Okay, John table, employee ID, name, salary, joining date, designation, and gender. Gender is there, right? Name, salary, and joining date. Designation, gender, and email. Okay, email is also there. So all I have given in the order in the table, however it is there, we need to give in the whatever the order that you are giving here, in the same order only we need to pass the values, guys. Okay, if you are changing of any order, then it will not insert the record. Let's insert invalid email. Invalid email. Go here. What is that email I have given? EMIAL I given. Let's change it here. Okay, MIAL I have given. Let's run it now again. It is up by mistake I have entered. So run it. One record is inserted. Okay, like that you can insert of multiple records. Okay, now even same order is there, because if I'm inserting 2 rows, what happen again? Email given, right? Okay, so what was happened? See, in this case, the gender, after gender email is there, but while giving of values, last email is there. Before that I am giving as gender, right? Now whatever the value is, that invalid identifier email, oh sorry, it is of John, is of John table. So in the last, let's say I'm removing off this one email. Okay, then while inserting in the last column, control Z, just add of these two. Last I'll explain one more record. Okay, 3 records is, it will insert. What happened? Stupid. John. Yeah, one more record is inserted. Now C of 3 records will be inserted. Okay, now in the last, insert into table name. I'm giving of only 4 columns. We have 6 to 7 columns, right? 7 columns is there. So for this 4 columns only, we need to pass values in the order. Okay. So compulsory in that case, if you are specifically giving only for 4 columns, means compulsory we need to give off those columns which you want to insert the data. Okay. If you are giving as 4, if you are not giving these columns and giving of 4 values, means then system will not accept it. Okay, system will not accept it. So in that case we'll get off some error. So if you are giving up only for specific columns, you want to enter some data, then compulsory those specific columns we need to mention after the table name, and values also we need to pass only for those columns. Okay, it is inserted one more row. What happened? Just fix it. Yeah, finish it. What happened? What's going on? Sorry, done. Yeah, it is inserted. Now, see, it is John is there. Remaining two values it is considered as null values. Okay, let's say in this case, if I am deleting of these data also, okay, directly change this employee ID to some 999 and then insert it. Okay, it will insert the data. On row is inserted, go to all lines employee ID. See, all lines is inserted. Let's say if I'm giving of only three columns, okay, if I'm giving only three columns, okay, now try to insert it. It is not enough values, not enough values. In this table 7 columns is there, but you are giving only 4 columns. That means that it will not allow to insert this record. It is you are not provided enough values for all the columns. All the columns. If you want to make of other things is null, then make it null. At least something is you need to pass. At least something remaining places you need to give some values. Remaining places you need to give off at least some null values also is possible. In that case, it will insert of null values. But something is required. For other values, we don't want to pass values, at least pass null values to the columns. Else it will not accept it. Okay. This is what insert. Okay. If you want to know of that table information, use of describe. DESA table name already I have given that. Just DESA of table name. It will describe the information about table. It will give information about table. See, okay. Now update. Now of update. Okay, this will give. I'll give tomorrow, guys. So I'm sharing this document. Okay, whatever that I explained, you just go through that, and at least first you try to install Oracle software and then download of SQL Developer. If you are facing any issue in connectivity, tomorrow we'll connect and then we'll resolve the issues if anything is there, and then we'll continue the class. Okay, guys, that's what for today's class. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay, guys. Yeah. At least I'm telling my request from now onwards. It is very difficult, guys. So you need to practice. Otherwise, whatever. Let's say I want to practice of everything in one shot. That is not. You can't remember everything. Whatever that we are discussing today, if you are practicing, the next day you can follow up easily. Else it is very difficult. Okay, that's up to you guys. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Just go ahead. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Bye.